This week's show made possible by Multisport World Conference and Expo. Triumph Triathlon recently participated in their very first Multisport World Conference and Expo this past weekend, and I'm going to tell you all about it. In this week's show, Redefining the Triathlon team, Triathletes raising money for Japan, and the biggest winner of Triumph Triathlon. Hello and welcome to the show. My name is Ruben Austria, proud founder of TriumphTriathlon.com, an inspired community of triathletes inspiring others. This week's quote: if everyone is moving forward together, then success takes care of itself. That's such a fitting quote for this week's episode. It is all about team and the triathlon team that we're putting together here in this community. This past weekend, March 19th, 2011, Triumph Triathlon participated in their very first Multi-World Expo, and there was a lot of questions to answer, and I'm going to be getting to that in this week's topic. In the news, there were many people in Japan affected by the 8.9 Richter scale earthquake and tsunami that happened in Japan a couple weeks ago, and some triathletes are doing what they can to raise funds for those victims. And the Triumph Triathlete of the Week, the biggest winner of Triumph Triathlon. I'll be telling you all about her in the show. So this week's episode is going to be full of great information. Thank you for tuning in, and let's get to the show. So this past weekend, thanks to the wonderful organization of Multisport World Conference and Expo, Triumph Triathlon participated in its very first Triathlon Expo. We had a booth, we had some takeaways, some cards, and some shirts and hats we were raffling away. And we were also even raffling away a free entry into a sprint triathlon courtesy of Sun Multisport Events. And I'm going to put a link on the show notes to show you that video, because we pulled the winner live at the show. A lot of people came by the booth, and one of the most common questions that people had was, so is Triumph Triathlon a team? Now, I think it's difficult to form a team around any sport which is primarily individual results based. For instance, in triathlon, most of the races you see involve one person swimming, biking, and running. Now, obviously, the individual efforts of that person determines whether they win, whether they lose, what place they come in, how long they take, etc., etc., etc. However, many teams are formed in local communities that become quote-unquote triathlon teams. Now, I feel like I answered this question many times this past weekend, but I'd like to answer it on this episode because I feel like Triumph Triathlon is redefining what it means to be a triathlon team. So is Triumph Triathlon a triathlon team? Yes, Triumph Triathlon is a triathlon team that trains together and has a dedicated triathlon coach, attends races together, holds monthly informational sessions with experts in their field such as physical therapists, doctors, marathon runners, coaches, etc., etc., etc. Organizes social gatherings, wears team apparel that makes us look good, and accepts sponsorships from triathlon and non-triathlon related organizations. On the flip side of that, no, Triumph Triathlon is not your traditional triathlon team, because membership is open to anyone regardless of their skill level. Members are encouraged to step up and be leaders and organize training sessions and events and social gatherings. Membership is free. The mission of the team is to promote can-do attitudes and grow the sport of triathlon. The team is connected to TriumphTriathlon.com, which is an online portal which helps promote the local group, but also has a goal of growing other local triathlon teams across the country and across the world. Well, I hope that answers your question of whether Triumph Triathlon is a team, and if it doesn't, that's because we are revolutionizing and redefining what people call a triathlon team. I'd love to know what you think about this week's topic. Please comment below or email me, contact me through the website. I'd love to answer any questions or comments that you have. In the news today, I want to highlight the efforts of some very special triathletes that are doing what they can to aid the recovery process in Japan after the 8.9 Richter scale earthquake that rocked that country and the tsunami that followed. Hiro Nishiuchi and his wife Maki are pro triathletes from Japan, actually from the Fukushima area of Japan close to where the quake happened. They have been able to raise more than $30,000 along with race organizers in the recovery and aftermath of the Japan earthquake. The couple will also be looking to raise more money in upcoming races that they'll be participating in. This is just a great example of how triathletes are doing what they can to help other people and make a difference in other people's lives. I'm going to provide the link below so you can check out the article. Hiro and Maki, I want to let you know that you're an inspiration to the triathlon community, but also an inspiration to everyone in the world. Thank you very much. This week's Triumph Triathlete of the Week is Jennifer Leah, or Jennifer Small in real life. This past weekend I was actually able to meet Jennifer in person at the Multisport World Conference and Expo at the Triumph Triathlon booth. She was so full of energy and so happy to be part of the Triumph Triathlon community that I just had to give her some props on this show. Not only that, I want to share her profile with you guys, just so you know what I mean by when I say she's the biggest winner of TriumphTriathlon.com. So only 2 years ago, Jennifer states that she was 100 pounds heavier and transitioned to a healthy lifestyle discovering running. Through a running friend, she was inspired to do a triathlon. She fell in love with the sport, and now this has become her main focus of her racing and training. She loves the challenge of multi-sport and has found the triathlon community to be filled with quality people. Well, certainly, Jennifer, you are a very much quality person. We love to have you on TriumphTriathlon.com. Keep on training, keep on racing, and keep on inspiring others in your area and online at TriumphTriathlon.com. You are the Triumph Triathlete of the Week. Thank you, Jennifer. Wow, another episode, and it's just getting better and better every week. I hope you think so too. I want to thank this week's sponsor, Multisport World Conference and Expo. It is almost a guarantee that Triumph Triathlon will be at the Multisport World Conference and Expo in 2012, and we may even be at the one in New York and the one in Maryland next year. So watch out for that. Just a quick training update. This past Sunday, I did my first half marathon of the year, and I'm happy to say, if you have seen this around my neck for the whole show, I'm happy to say that no, I did not win. I did not win, but I did PR, personal record. I did PR for a half marathon with a time of 1 hour and 37 minutes and 25 seconds. That is a 7-minute, 26-second pace, and that is almost 10 minutes faster than last year, which is awesome. And you know what? It probably has to do with all the rigorous training that I'm doing for Ironman Lake Placid coming up in July, and I feel great. Felt great during the race. I know I really pushed it, and I really gave it all and left it all out on the race. And you know what? I told myself when I was running, I was like, you know what? If I pass out at the end, then I'll know that I really gave it my all. I didn't pass out, so maybe I could have tried harder, but definitely do that next time. So thank you for tuning in to another show. Please support the show by liking us on Facebook or subscribing to our podcast on iTunes. I'll provide a link for you below. There's so much to come in future weeks with Triumph Triathlon. I hope you guys tune in. I am Ruben Austria, founder of TriumphTriathlon.com. Until next week, make it a great day.